Hello guys, it's Omega. And so today I am going to do a comparison for you just to show you how when you're doing double stamping, sometimes the MISTI works perfectly and sometimes it's actually better to do it with the Stamp-a-ma-jig, which is a clear sheet, and I have actually several kind of acrylic sheets cut out here, and the Stamp-a-ma-jig. Now, what I'm using is my old Stampin' Up, and I'm saying old, I've had these for quite some time. You do double stamp, but they cling on your block. However, they're not clear. They're red rubber stamps. They're not clear. And so it's really hard still to get the right placement, or at least to get it exact placement for the double stamping. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to try to do a couple of them here on my MISTI, and then I'll stamp them again on the Stamp-a-ma-jig just to show you how much more precise you can be using the Stamp-a-ma-jig for this type of stamp. So with these stamps, you usually take the beginning or the base with a light color, and I'm using my Stampin' Up ink pad. And this one is So Saffron. That's the name of the color. So it's a lighter shade of kind of yellowish orange. And I am going to go ahead and stamp that on my MISTI here. Now this first one, it really doesn't matter that I'm not using the MISTI to actually stamp the base. Okay? So I have the base stamped here on with my MISTI, and so what you try to do is line up your stamp as best you can. Of course, pick up your stamp. Now I have to huff on these because they don't like to cling very well, but if you add a little moisture by just kind of doing a little huff, it will stick better on the acrylic top there. Now you use a darker color, and this color is kind of an orangish color. It's called Pumpkin Pie, which is a Stampin' Up color, and I'm going to stamp the top layer with that, and then I'm going to stamp it onto my bottom layer. And let's see how close I was able to place this. Not bad, not bad, but I'm going to get a little closer here so you can really see that it is off just a little bit. The camera there so you can see. Now I'm going to do another color and do it again just so you can kind of see a little better. So that was my yellow version. I'm going to try my pink. Actually, I think I'm going to do, no, I'm going to go ahead and do the pink. So I have a light pink, which is called Pretty in Pink, and then the darker color is called Regal Rose. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the bottom layer using my Pretty in Pink. And again, you don't have to have this first layer necessarily on the MISTI. So I'm going to stamp it from the block. Problem is, if this color doesn't take well, I should have put it on the MISTI. But that's about what I need there. Just a light pink color. Now, this again is what I want to do, is get this one stamped in a darker color. And trying to place it, of course, as well as I can using the darker pink. Again, I'm going to huff on this just so it sticks to the acrylic. I don't want to picture myself huffing on it. Just blowing your breath on it so that you have a little bit of moisture. This is the Regal Rose, and I'm going to stamp that. and stamp it on my base. And that also got pretty good, but not perfect. Let me show you that one up close. That's what it looks like. And you can see that it is not perfect, but it's pretty close. Now, I am going to take it off of the MISTI now. And I'm going to do it on the Stamp-a-ma-jig and show you how you can really get it perfect. Perfect. I'm going to do both colors once again using my Stamp-a-ma-jig. So with the Stamp-a-ma-jig, I do have to do both of these on a block. A square block is better because this edge, of course, is square, so it's better to have a square block to, you know, do that against. So I'm going to turn my paper around here, and I'm going to go like right next to that. And again, I don't have to use this to stamp my base color. I'm going to get my base color out, then my darker color. With the base color, as long as you get it where the Stamp-a-ma-jig can, you know, be able to stamp up against that, you're good. The only thing is, if it's not precise, or if it doesn't get dark enough, I should have done it. Okay, that's perfect. So now what you do is get your Stamp-a-ma-jig. I need to get this on my block first of all. Again, I huffed on there just to make sure this sticks. Then you would stamp it on your Stamp-a-ma-jig. So you line up the corner. Let me move this over. You line up the corner of your acrylic piece with your Stamp-a-ma-jig. Stamp this down straight right in the corner. And that way you have that impression on your clear acrylic piece. Then with that, you can see exactly how to get that matched up to your base. So I have it matched up precisely where I want it to be. Put my Stamp-a-ma-jig there again, right in the corner. Then I remove this and stamp this right in that corner, and it should be perfectly matched. And there you can see that that is darn near perfect. I'm going to show you the two together there. You can see this one is actually perfect, perfectly aligned, where that one is off a little bit. And you can see that it's off on the edges there, right here. I mean, you can just see where it's really not matched up as perfectly as it could be. I'll show you again up close. This one is perfect. That one is off a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing here with that color. I'm going to do that color again just to show you. So what I'm getting at here, of course, is sometimes, especially with these stamps that aren't clear, it's easier to get your match up with the double stamping when you use the Stamp-a-ma-jig. So I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to take my base color again, which is the lighter yellow. This is So Saffron. And I'm going to try to face it pretty much. See it come off the block because I need to get a little moisture on that. Okay, kind of get it facing the same way just so you can see it very clearly. Get that color down. And then let me wipe this one. I am going to, sorry, get it back on my block. Stamp it on, let me get the darker color. Sometimes you have to stop and think, because you want to make sure you're doing the right color effect as well. Stamp the darker color on your Stamp-a-ma-jig, getting this right in the corner. And then get that matched up on the flower. That is perfect. Now, as you can see, it doesn't matter that I'm at kind of an angle, it's not straight, but what you want to do is make sure your Stamp-a-ma-jig is lined up with that, and then take your block, make sure it's facing the right direction, and then stamp. And that one is just perfect. I'm going to show you those two together so you can see. This one is much better aligned. This one didn't do too bad, but this one is actually pretty much perfect as far as the alignment. So when you are trying to stamp the double stamping with these that you cannot see through, it works out far better to use your Stamp-a-ma-jig and, you know, get it aligned much better than you can with the MISTI. So using the same method, I'm going to use my Stamp-a-ma-jig again, and I'm going to stamp a few leaves here to use on the card that I'm making. So I'm stamping the base part, which is the lighter, and then I'm going to stamp the top part. Now, so what I need to do is stamp it one time on, I need the darker green, stamp it one time using my Stamp-a-ma-jig. So let me stamp it first on my acrylic sheet. And I can take this now and line it up with each of these sets of leaves. So I'm going with that one. Okay, so I have all of those perfectly stamped. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is cut these out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've cut out my flowers, and I am going to put the card together now. And I decided what I would do is use two pink flowers and the orange, and add the leaves. Then I have a happy birthday sentiment here that I'm going to put like that. So what I did was, this one is going to be a opening from the bottom to the top, and I'm going to put this on. I've embossed this with the Spellbinder embossing folder called Circles and Diamonds, and I think this is a fairly old folder. Not sure that you would find it currently anywhere. You might. I'm going to adhere this with just some tape runner. And get that adhered down. And then I'm going to do a little bit of popping up for the flowers. So I am going to use my little pop-up, wait a minute, these here. Pop-up squares on the back of my flowers. I think what I'm going to actually do is maybe on one of these actually put it flat, and then pop up that one and this one, just to give it a little bit of dimension there. So this one I'm going to put straight down flat on the flower. So I'm going to use glue on that one. And I have determined that for my glue, I will always, this will be my go-to. This is the Art Glitter Glue. It dries clear and it dries matte. It's a very strong glue, and it's really nice to be able to use a liquid glue so that you can kind of move your placement around a little bit like that. And then I'm going to pop this one up, put it there kind of centered, and then I have the sentiment that will go here on the bottom, and then I'll be adding the leaves, but I'm going to tuck them underneath once I pop these up. Let me actually put one in right now while this is still not quite down yet. I'll put that one there. I used way too much glue for that. So I have that one down. I'm going to use some pop-ups here. I actually have two kinds that I'm going to use. One is the little square pop-ups. Then I have some that are clear pop dots. I'm going to use those also. I'm going to actually put these on this one. And put it in 3 places. That's a real sticky pop-up. Put that there. And I think I'm going to actually do the same thing with this one, but let me put my flowers down first. Let me go ahead and glue these from the back. I'm going to put 2 petals there for the leaves. I'm sorry, not petals, but leaves. Then I'm going to put one just here in the top. Add a little color there. That actually almost looks good, just the 2 of those. Put my, I think I'm going to go with just those 2. So in that case, what I'm going to do is put another leaf down here. I started to put 3 on there, but I think it'll look a little crowded. The green leaves lends a lot of color. So I have 1 flower flat on the card, 1 popped up a little bit for the dimension, and I think I'm good with that. Yeah, especially because I'm placing the outside sentiment here. And I think I am going to pop this up, and again I'm going to use my clear. No, actually I'm going to use the square pop-ups on that one. So I'm going to put quite a bit because I have this texture. I want to make sure it grabs hold real good, but I'm popping that up, and this card is really done. I just kind of wanted to play around today with my double stamping stamps again, because I really, this is one of my all-time favorite stamps where you use the double stamping technique. I have had this stamp set for a long time, but I just love it. And I just kind of wanted to play with that today. So there's my card. It's really a simple card, popped up. This one's laying down flat. The green leaves gives the extra color. And I think one last thing I'm going to do is put some gems on this. Alrighty, I have some green pearls here. They're already colored. I don't have to worry about trying to color them. I'm going to use the smallest ones, and I'm going to put 3 of these on my little banner here. And I'm going to call it done. Okay, so I think that made a cute little card using my double stamped flowers, and just popping it up a little bit on that card, adding some texture on the background there, and I'll call it a card. I haven't done anything on the inside. I'm not sure what sentiment I want to use there yet, but I'll put that in later. Okay, I have another card I'm going to put together here. This one is 5 by 7. I'm going to also pop up the flowers, but I decided to do this one in the long orientation. Do it this way instead of this way. So it's going to open up again from the bottom to the top. And this is a thinking of you card. So I'm going to have my sentiment there. And I decided to put a little green bar here just to kind of extra fill in that space and then kind of anchor my flowers here. And I think on this one I'm going to go with the 2 orangish color and the pink, and then my leaves, and I'm going to pop those up as well. I think I'm going to also pop up this sentiment as well. So I'm going to put that down first, actually. And so I'm going to use my little square pop-ups. Again, using quite a few of them because of the texture on the card. I want to make sure this grabs hold and I don't have any problems with it coming off. So I'm going to put this down first. Just getting the backing off here. And for the thinking of you, it's going to go right here in this side, this corner. Got that popped up. I'm going to put my bar down just flat in the background there. I think it just helps to fill in that area there. So it's going to go flat. Using some of my art glitter glue. Get this one here. And now I'm trying to decide here if I want to do 3. I'm going to pop these up. Trying to decide how I want to do this. I kind of want to go with the 2 orange and 1 pink this time. Just trying to get a feel for how that looks. I think that's kind of pretty. I actually think it's pretty. So I'm going to go with this one first. I am going to pop it up, and again I'm going to use my clear pop-up dots on the flowers. I'm going to use 3. These are really sticky. They're kind of soft, but it gives just enough pop-up so it's not too high, and you don't see them. Since they're clear, they really just kind of disappear. So there's that. I'm going to do the leaves last because I can just kind of tuck them underneath. I'm going to go with this one next to that one there. Okay, get those down. And then I'm going to do this one like that, I think. I think I'm going to put that one, I think I'm going to do this one flat. I'm not going to pop that one up. I'm going to do that one here. And what I want to do is stick a leaf under there before it gets too dry. Then I'm going to do 2 leaves right in here. One there. I just fussy cut all of these out, but I think those are really pretty. I'm going to stick 1 leaf here. I think I'm going to get, let's see, 1 here. Whoops, not going as far down as I want. I have one of those glue dots is kind of stopping it. Then I got 2 more leaves here. I'm going to go with 1 here. One right there. And I think I have 1 more leaf And I'm wondering if I should put it up there. I think I will. It's kind of hard to decide where these should go. Actually, I think I'm going to put it there. I'm going to go with this one going right there. Okay, so that is my second card, Thinking of You. And, you know, again, just playing around today in my craft room, playing with my double stamping of my flowers. Actually, on this one, I am going to put some bling on here as well. Okay, I'm going to put some gems on here, and I'm going to put these in a kind of different area because I have all this open space here. I think I'm going to put them above the sentiment, right kind of in the middle here. And I'm going to put one in each little area. And lately I've been really liking these rhinestones that have kind of the iridescent coloring to it. You know, depending on how you're holding the card, you may see green or pink or blue. I just love how those work, and I've been really loving that and using those quite a bit lately. But that's what I'm doing here. It's a little different to have them place the way I'm placing them, but I think it's pretty and it fills in this area of the card. Just want to make sure these stay put. So now the card is finished. And so there is my finished Thinking of You card. And this is the happy birthday card. So I enjoyed kind of playing in my craft room today with these two cards. So guys, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.